Hey everybody, it's Emily. I'm a designer with the Quilted Cow, and I am here today to show you how to make the Helpful Heifer book pencil pouch. So before I get started, I want to thank our sponsors, Viking Husqvarna Machines, Creative Grids, Rulers, Cutters, and Mats, and then also Wilmington Prints Fabric. Okay, let's get started. First, you're going to want to gather all of your supplies to make this book pencil pouch. It's a great little pouch to send with a child that's in school. They can just stick their pencils, their favorite marking utensils in here, little things that they want to keep handy. Stick it on a notebook, on a binder. Keep all of their stuff handy. This elastic makes it adjustable, so you can make sure to adjust it. And then we also have kits available on our website at thequiltedcow.com, and each kit includes everything that you need to make 2 pouches. Now this is the same kit that I made this out of, but I really liked both of the fabrics. So one of the fabrics is the lining on one and the outside on the other. So each kit, like I said, will make 2 of these, and you have everything that you need to make 2 of these book pencil pouches in each of the kits that you purchase, plus the paper pattern is included in the kit. So check that out on our website and grab yourself a kit and we will be ready to go. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut out your pieces that you need, and you're going to have 2 lining pieces and 2 outside pieces. So I've already gone ahead and fused all of my fusible fleece, because that's what we're using in here, all of the fusible fleece to the wrong side of the outside fabric pieces. So on this pouch that I'm making, this lovely little checked, which is a line from Wilmington Prints. It's called Floral Party, and it's a beautiful print, but these are a couple of the pieces out of it that I really liked for this pouch. So this is going to be my outside, and then the lining is going to be this little speckled print. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse my fusible fleece to the outside fabrics, and then take one of the outside fabrics and layer it. Let me see here. We're going to sandwich our fabrics with the zipper inside of our fabric. So you lay an outside fabric right side up, your zipper right side down, and then your lining fabric is going to go right side down on top of the edge of the zipper. So the top of the zipper, or the edge of the zipper, is going to line up with the raw edges of your lining and your outside fabric. So I did that for this side, and I went ahead and I pressed it. I used my zipper foot to sew 1/4 of an inch, and then I pressed it, and then I top stitched 1/8 of an inch all the way down the side, just so that it'll lay nice and flat. So now I'm ready to do the second side of the zipper. Same process as you use whenever you do the first side of the zipper. So you lay your outside fabric down, right side up. Your zipper is going to be right side down, and it's going to lay where the top of this edge of the zipper is along the raw edge of the outside fabric, and then put your lining fabric right side down on top of that. Make sure to align all of that. The other thing that you're going to watch for whenever you do the second side is make sure that everything lines up on the side as well. Another trick that you can use is make sure your lining fabrics are touching and your outside fabrics are touching. So you've got the same fabrics touching on both sides of the zipper. Once we've got that, I'm going to grab a couple of clips. You can either pin or clip these. I actually prefer to clip, just because if I use too many pins, I look like I've been repotting a cactus without wearing gloves. So I don't like to stick myself, and that's one of the reasons why I like to use these clips. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the machine. I'm going to use a zipper foot, and I'm going to sew 1/4 of an inch all the way to the next to the zipper, all the way down. Once I've finished that, then I'm going to take that to the iron, press it open, and then top stitch 1/8 of an inch all the way down, and you can see it easier on this speckled fabric, 1/8 of an inch all the way down next to the zipper, just so that it lays nice and flat. So once we've got that done, we are going to go ahead and we're going to line everything up to sew it together. So we're going to open the zipper halfway, And you want to hold the zipper together. You want to just kind of keep it held together with clips. I do like to use a larger clip for this just so that I can hang on to the zipper nicely here. So I'm just going to clip that so that it stays together right there. And then I'm going to take my elastic. Now you want to measure your elastic, and depending on how big your book is, depending on what size that you want it to go, you want to measure your elastic based on that. So for instance, the pattern says that if your notebook is 11 inches, you're going to cut your elastic to 14 inches. Depending on the size of your book will depend on what size you did it. I think I cut this at about 12 inches, which is about the size that I wanted it to be. So there's two sides of this elastic. You'll notice that one side is shiny and one side is matte. I hope you can see that okay. You're going to want to lay the shiny side down against the zipper and line it up to where it is lined up evenly, covering up that zipper. So nice, line up your raw edges together, just like this. And then you're going to line up your raw edges together on this side. So you're lining up the pouch raw edge, not the zipper raw edge, but you're covering the zipper with this elastic. And I'm just going to clip that right there. And then I just want to hold this extra elastic down, and I'm just going to grab another clip and clip that together just so that it doesn't flop around and we don't get that in our seam allowance whenever we sew the bag together. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to grab the outside pieces and we're going to line those up so that the raw edges on this long edge are together. Head over to the machine and we're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way down. Okay, so once you've got that done, then we're going to take the other side, the lining side, and this is where I'm going to go ahead and add a clip or two just to make sure that it holds together. The fusible fleece on the outside fabrics makes it a little stiffer, so it holds together a little bit easier as you're lining everything up. But I'm just going to take a clip on one end and a clip on the other, and we're going to line up our raw edges. If I can get my raw edges to line up. Never fails whenever I need it to happen. It doesn't want to happen right. And then once you've lined up the raw edges, you're going to sew 1/4 inch all the way down, but you are going to leave about a 3-inch opening for turning. So you want to leave 3 inches unsewn on your lining right there. Okay, so now that we've got that finished, now we're ready to sew the sides. So once we've got that done, we're going to actually open up this end here. And once again, the pattern does say that you can pin it. Personally, I like to clip it just because I don't like sticking myself with the pins. So I'm going to just kind of open the seam here just to reduce the bulk a little bit. And I'm going to pull that clip out and clip it back, holding all of the outside fabric once I've squished that down, even with the zipper. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the lining fabric. I'm going to go ahead and open up that seam, line it up, centering it on the zipper, and then also keeping the raw edges here even. So once I've got that done, then I do also like to go ahead and add another couple of clips here and here to keep it just held in place while I work on the other end. So now go to the other end and you're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and open up your seam. If you want to open up the seam, you don't have to open up the seam. It's okay. And then you're going to line that up, and the zipper is open on this end, but you'll just make sure that your zipper stays together, which mine did not do. But luckily, the magic of television means that I already have one put together and ready to go. So we're going to switch over to that one. And I'm going to show you once you have it all lined up. So I've got my outside fabric all lined up, the raw edges, and I've got it centered on the zipper here. And I've got that centered on the zipper here. And I'm going to take this to the machine now, and I'm going to sew 1/4 inch all the way through all of the layers right there. You may want to backstitch over the zipper just to keep it, just to give it a little bit of extra security over the zipper. But go ahead and sew that 1/4 inch all the way across. Okay, so at this point, your pouch is just about ready to be turned right side out. The only thing we have left to do is to go ahead and trim off those zipper ends that we don't need anymore. And I'm going to use my Creative Grids ruler and cutter and just trim that off real quick. All right. But we're going to just trim that off real quick. You can use scissors or you can use your cutter depending on what you feel like doing. And then the last step to do this is to grab your little opening in the lining and turn this right side out. And take your time with this. It does make it a little bit easier to just kind of slowly go through. You don't want to be yanking on the fabric. If you start yanking on the fabric, sometimes what happens is that you end up making your hole a little too big. But go ahead and pull it all through that hole. Fold your corners in. Once you get it pulled through that hole, then you're going to pull it through the zipper so that the right side of the fabric is facing out and you can see your elastic just like this. All right, so once we've got that done, we're going to grab our teal thingy and we're going to poke all of our corners out really, really good. It's one of the things I like about these teal thingies. They're great for poking the corners out. And I'm tucking it into the lining, going in through underneath the lining to get that poked out nice and crisp. And that clip around the elastic, whenever we were sewing all that together, did its job. So you've got 2 options now for sewing this opening closed. If you want to make it nice and neat and to where nobody knows where that opening was, you can just really quickly hand stitch over it, or you can take that to your machine and just do a do a top stitch really, really close to the edge, just making sure that you catch both sides of your lining piece in it so that, let me find this guy. I actually hand stitched this closed because I don't necessarily like to see where I stitched it. So you just want to make sure that that lining is closed nicely in that inside so that nothing can get through and accidentally get in between the lining and the outside of the fabric. So once you've got that, you're going to take this to the iron and you're going to iron this out so it's nice and flat and it ends up looking like this. So once again, this is the book pencil pouch. Kits are available on our website. Go check it out, thequiltedcow.com. The pattern is included in the kit. You will be able to make 2 pouches with each of your kits. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the video, and thanks so much for watching.
Okay, you wicked cool quilters, good job. You made it to the end. We would like to thank our sponsors, Husqvarna Viking Sewing Machines, Creative Grids, rulers, rotary cutters, and mats, and Wilmington Prints for the beautiful fabrics. Thanks for watching.